Okay, so this is day 64 of being housed, and it is Saturday, October the 18th, 2025. And this morning, on the way to the gym, I shared a little bit of my stint or my exposure to like my short period of being unhoused or homeless, and in that exposure, although it was like virtually like dipping my toes into the water, it still gave me a little bit of insight and information and a different perspective. So I find it's a good pleasure of mine to derive the best I could from that experience, and then to share it with everyone for just to learn and to provide maybe some variables that are not commonly noted, but variables that could provide some information that could really help those that are in need. And I didn't say this morning, but I was thinking it preventative, like to prevent people from getting to the place of homelessness or being unhoused would be ideal, because once you're unhoused or homeless, I did mention that this part, there's a high potential for you to go into a state of survival. And when you're in a state of survival, you're no longer looking to move forward. You're no longer able to see or to adhere to a pragmatic approach where, in order to get from A to, or say F, it's easy to say I'm at A, I need to be at F, and then you try and take shortcuts. But a pragmatic approach will say, well, wait a second, you first have to get to B and then to C, and before you get to D, you gotta graduate from C. So it's a step-by-step process. You have to want the next step more than you desire to remain at the former step, or you have to get comfortable with being in uncomfortable situations, because it's that comfort that conditions you to remain static or stagnant, and then patterns just repeat over and over again. So anyway, I was then thinking when I was at the gym, I would like to talk about what is present in the moment. And as per always, I like to go a little deeper. It's not enough just to have opportunities in the moment, but it's wise to understand what causes so many people, or say myself or my former self included, to miss those opportunities. And there's so many times in, I think, everybody's life where they thought, oh goodness, I missed that opportunity. Oh goodness, finally did this. Oh goodness, finally did that. So they have regret. And regret is easily remedied, but it can only be remedied in the moment, which means you have to see the opportunities, and you have to have like a sensible view on it, and then make your choices, and make a choice, and then stick and commit to that choice. But if you don't see the opportunity, it's wise to understand, why didn't I see that opportunity? And this is something that a friend and I were talking about in the summer, and he was so wisely stating that he's noted that distractions, like in busyness, have caused himself and caused people to miss the opportunities in a moment. And he said, in our world really pushes people to be busy all the time, and when you're busy all the time, you're preoccupied. So there could be opportunities around you, opportunities that you should take, opportunities that can lead you out from the predicament that you're currently in. But it's not so much that you're unable to see them, it's that you're distracted, so you're not looking in those directions. And I thought that is actually, there's a lot of wisdom in that, and I'm going to adopt that. And so in this moment, and when I was at the gym, I was thinking, what are the opportunities that are available to me right now? And in order to think this, I have to actually allocate time to reflect. I have to allocate time to just think in that direction. And I was thinking, I've always desired to record and create a platform to reveal, like, just maybe an outline of circumstances that have led people, or say to, whether it be being unhoused or homeless, impoverishment, you name it, but just to provide a voice for the voiceless. I feel the more information we have, the more information that's gathered, the more well-informed we can be, especially when making choices. I think there's always good positives with that. And the more they can have the ability to dissolve stigmas for those that are willing to, have a more malleable perspective on things. So now I've always talked with many of the folks at the place where I'm that frequent the place where I'm currently working as an outreach worker. I've had the privilege and pleasure to talk with many of them. I've met many of them before, and establish a relationship of trust. And now it's just being heightened. Now that I'm working there, so we're gonna see that could be an opportunity. I'll pray into it, but I'll let it happen organically. I'd never want to force anything, and I never want anybody to feel uncomfortable. So it'd have to be at their discretion. And but it's something that I'm aware of now, and I'll keep my eyes focused on it. Another thing is I can share that's available to me right now is I can share. I'm going on week 10 of being housed, and to others that might just seem rather minor. It might just seem like, oh hey, that's not too bad. But for myself, and I've already it's kind of like coming out of the shower and your hair's wet, and then 10 minutes later your hair's dry. It's a lot of it's lost on me. But that was a crisis situation in my life, and praise God, I'm in a position where I've moved to the next step. And where I'm working, it might not pay enough for me to get my own place, but it is a place where I'm working, a place where I'm contributing. It's a step in the right direction virtually. So I have different goals that are laid out, and this is in alignment and in the same direction of those goals. But also, and most importantly, my frame of mind is focused. I have hope. I have peace. Oh goodness, I'm not deterred. Oh goodness, in terms of healthy eating, in terms of getting rest, in terms of a really good routine. These are things that I can carry forth with me, and they're a foundation to success in anything that they're applied to. So these are wonderful learning lessons, and everybody's looking for success stories. I find when you talk with folks, you find people are very generous, yet there's some people that they just don't want to be taken advantage of. So then they have that wall that comes up. Or people are very supportive and they want to provide a hand up, but then they don't want to provide a handout, so their walls come up. People are very loving and compassionate, but they don't want to be taken advantage of. They don't want people playing with their heartstrings, so the walls come up. So I'm in a very wonderful position where I can represent this side, or say the vulnerable population, in a very positive way, in a way where I understand that these things are a reality, and I can do the best I can to destroy that stigma by being respectful, by being by not taking advantage of anyone or anything, by being grateful, by being a really hard worker and contributing as much as I can at work, but also around the community. I can go and pick up garbage. I can go help clean the parks up. There's just so many wonderful things I can be doing, and also just by learning these things, then I can advocate for these things, and I can pass this information along. So there's a lot of wonderful opportunities. But again, just as my friend so wisely put it, if I'm distracted and if I'm overwhelmed by anxieties or dominated by anxieties, or fixated on the luxuries and the riches of life, then I'm going to miss this opportunity because I won't be looking in the proper direction. It will be out of sight, let alone out of grasp. So anyways, I think I'm very happy and pleased to be able to I had and have access to this thought, and to share it and then upload it onto this platform. And then we're gonna see, oh, that squirrel just jumped. That was a big jump. Anyways, and then we're gonna see what happens in the future. But this is it's a brick to build upon. So I'm without further ado, I'm going to land the proverbial conversational plane, and yeah, I'll upload these videos, and then I am looking forward to a much delighted and seldom appreciated in my youth nap, and then I got to work this afternoon, and then volunteer this evening, and it's a wonderful day. I'm very excited to do so, and very pleased to have these opportunities. God bless each and every one of you, and you guys have a wonderful day. God bless you.